You are listening to the Ranges Podcast.
So we just wrapped up If I Were the Devil and got that out, got the new members, Joey and Ethan, we got them acclimated to what Ranges was doing. We did the Inquisition, we got the name out there, and then we dove right into the next album. And again, as is every release, it's all based on a concept.
And who came up with that concept?
This was me.
That was you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it came from my old talk radio show that seeded a lot of things. And again, you know, the Rudyard Kipling poem, The Gods of the Copybook Headings, very relevant to the Paul Harvey thing was. So they kind of went hand in hand. And the poem, Kipling's poem, it warns of society's tendencies to ignore fundamental truths.
Sounds current.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, a very relevant concept. And so the idea was to take the stanzas of the poem and turn each stanza into a song. The idea was to have the opening track be similar to If I Were the Devil and use that voiceover thing, and to reach out to a bunch of friends and have them record themselves reciting Kipling's poem.
That's right.
Which we had quite a few people.
That's right.
Yeah. Joseph in New Zealand. Joseph did it.
My wife.
Yeah. Your wife did it. My kid, Audrey, did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So she was 3.
Young.
Yeah. So it's pretty cute to hear that.
It is cute.
Yeah, had some friends, multiple.
Didn't we have a couple of guys do it too? Did we have
Yeah, Dan Haywood did it. I think Zach Diekman did it.
Did he?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and some other people. There's lines in that poem that we're using words that like are not like your everyday words. So they were botching it. Yeah, it was bad. So you had to edit around that, but it was cool. Like it was really cool to.
I think I did it.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, just because we needed another one. And so it was cool to have like every stanza would be a new person and just reciting the poem. It turned out awesome. The idea was to kind of, with Ethan and Joey, for whatever reason, is to kind of be a little bit more of a more aggressive, a little heavier band. Because we kind of had steered away from overly distorted guitar parts. And, you know, don't go to the crash ride. Like just stay on the ride, or don't get too heavy with the drums.
That was in this.
Yeah, I think, with Gods, we kind of decided to, and the whole, like, let's be a real band concept.
Well, yeah.
Like, let's be a band let's play live. Let's have fun live. Let's have some energy live. So making music that would allow that was definitely something that I think we all decided to pursue.
Right.
Yeah, do you remember writing this album? I can't remember writing any of these albums. I remember the Essentials.
Didn't we do it up there?
We would have done it down here. So we were down here in the little tiny live room.
God, yeah, I don't have much recall on recording.
I remember a little bit. I know that Joey had just gotten me into Pianos Become the Teeth.
Okay.
And I wanted to pull influence from them. So there's one song that I was trying to mimic them.
Well, I'm happy that I get to see them this year.
Yeah. You get to see them at Postfest.
Yes, I do.
I'm trying to remember what you call them.
Oh, right. Yeah, I butchered their name. No offense. Men Without Teeth.
Men Without Teeth. Yeah, that's what. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's your favorite band, Men Without Teeth.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So with Gods, I know that this was definitely an album where I had grown my arsenal of pedals. And I had gotten some Strymon pedals, which were kind of the ones to go for those lush post-rock sounds. And they're not cheap pedals. No. It was shocking to me that a pedal would be $400, $500, but
I didn't even realize they were that much.
Yeah, they're pricey. And I got in the Big Sky. That was the first one I got. Changed the way I approached music writing completely. Like just having that reverb that was massive and long tails and totally immersive was awesome.
Right.
And there were settings that I had started to use back on Gods that I still use to this day. Like just there's one setting, it's called Bloom, that I've used on every record.
Really?
Since Gods, yeah. And that setting is like, that's my sound when it comes to that kind of washy guitar reverb. Yeah, so I gotten that one, and I think I got the Flint reverb. Yeah, I definitely got the Flint reverb because the way that it's put on the pedal, the L and the I from a distance look like a U. And so Ethan would call it the Funt. And I I didn't find that very funny. I was kind of offended that he would call my Flint the Funt, but now it's pretty funny.
Yeah, times change.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I also got the El Capistan delay pedal, which was totally trying to rip off Caspian.
Is it?
Yeah, and because on Dust and Disquiet, that's got that tape delay effect. That's so cool. I wanted to figure out how he did it, and so
That was a big album at that time.
yeah. And so it was Phil from Caspian. I had seen his pedal board. I saw that he had that, and was kind of able to zoom in to see the settings and like figured out kind of how he was doing it and figured it out, and definitely became something that I tried to utilize here and there. I don't know if anybody caught on to that, but obviously his guitar playing and his effect usage was definitely inspiring to me.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely not apparent on Gods though. So after finishing recording it, I think probably by Joey's request, he wanted it. He suggested we get it mastered somewhere else.
Oh.
So we got it mastered through Sunroom Audio.
Yep.
It was out in New York City, I think, right?
Maybe. Joey did all the research into that stuff. He would look up, the credits on what people would do. And I didn't even realize that you could take your mixes and send them by files or whatever to someone else in another part of the country and have them master it. Is that,
Right. Yeah, you were shocked there wasn't an actual tape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I know.
It's all digital now, Mark.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, 2-inch tape.
My favorite thing you would always is the tape rolling?
Yeah.
You rolling tape? It's like, no.
I know, but still, but even today, I said, I hope you taped all that. I'm old, and this is how it began.
Yeah, you're young at heart, though.
Yeah, you sent it to.
Yeah, we got it mastered through Sunroom Audio.
Had to come back and then did a run of CDs only.
Did a run of CDs that we just had the CDs duplicated and then did all the cover art and packaging ourselves, which turned out cool. It was like a cardboard sleeve that we'd used before, but then took red transparency and printed on that, folded it in half, and overlaid that over the cardboard sleeve. Do you remember that? So the cardboard sleeve had a print on it, and then the red overlay went over that and lined up. So it was like 2 layers. Yeah, it was really cool. It was my idea.
Well, it was a good idea.
Yes, we had CDs done, and then we had cut together some 30-second teasers to kind of put out on, just tease the album. I remember I shot all that video and cut all those together down by the river. It was a river-themed album for whatever reason.
Why not?
Didn't tie into the concept at all, but whatever. It was
It's
fun.
beautiful.
Yeah, and then shot that music video.
What'd we do the video for? Which was really funny because you guys were digging in the snow.
Right. That was for
All That Glitters Is Not Gold.
All That Glitters Is Not Gold. Yeah,
That was the video, right?
Yeah, that was the video, and
It actually kind of caught on a bit.
yeah, that was Joey and I did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You guys had the thing.
a little black. I watched that video recently.
Did you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
So it was,
we were playing.
yeah.
And
So
then
we
you guys were digging.
Recorded the album, and then it was, okay, let's promote it. So let's do a music video. We did the one music video for Ab Soroka.
Oh, yeah. But that was just like all nature and Montana. And
So this one was like, let's try to make an actual video. And Joey was on board to help me. And so I don't remember how I came up with the idea, but it was a guy burying something in the ground and then leaving and washing his hands clean of it. And so I remember asking Wilson, like, what could he bury? Like, what would be a symbolic thing to bury? He's like, oh, a black box, which I can't remember the significance of it. But if you have seen the Ascensions video, you'll see that the black cube disappears in the music video. So it was kind of like this through line between things that connects. But in the all is not all glitter and gold stuff, whatever this name was, I can't remember.
All That Glitters Is Not Gold.
Yeah, thank you. If you watch the video, it's just a 4x4 treated square painted black. You can totally tell what it is. It was a horrible prop.
No, it wasn't, because it looked good in the snow.
Well, yeah, but we could have done a better job in using a treated 4x4 where you can see clearly what it is.
Well, it still had the magic.
Yeah. So anyways, Joey and I went out by the river, Gallatin River, and it was snowing and shot the video. And the first part of the song is him digging the hole. And I remember people commenting, he's like, that hole never gets deeper. Because he was totally just kept digging the same hole and like throwing dirt and like the hole wasn't any deeper.
You gotta bring it up. We gotta watch it.
Okay. And then he finishes with the shovel and then starts digging by hand and the hole's like maybe 6 inches deep. Just trying to come up with footage to fill the time.
That's the thought that counts.
Right. So yeah, he gets the cube buried, he covers it up. And surprisingly, it took him far longer to dig the hole than it did to cover the hole up. And then he walks away and gets to the river and washes the dirt off his hands. And the shots of him washing his hands, those turned out really cool. The light was just right. And so like that turned out pretty solid. And then it cuts to us playing live, which was in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
I moved all the furniture out of my living room.
I remember that.
Put up sheets to make it black. That was such a pain. The things I've done for this band.
A lot. You've done a lot.
Yeah. And then do you remember we took the song and we double timed it? And so we recorded it playing it twice as fast. Do you remember that?
It sounds familiar, but why'd we do that?
So when you double time it and you play it fast and then you slow the video down. And so then you're playing with it, but it's way smoother. It was a really cool effect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wish we, had better video shooting skills at the time.
Right.
We could have made a cool video because I don't remember where I got that concept from.
I don't know where either, but
cool.
Wow.
So yeah, the video went out and I think people liked it. I mean, it was content. It was fun to do.
Yeah.
And then, we decided we would play some shows. So we did the official release show on February 27th, 2016. Really? Yep. At the Eagles Ballroom.
Right. Upstairs.
Yep. After doing Night and Day and having Mario's lights, that was inspired me as like, we need to have lights.
Oh.
And so from July 2015 to February 2016 was me figuring out how do we get a light show. Like I was adamant that we had to have a light show. This would be the best way to present our music because it's got to be a visual experience. And so I did some research. I found some software it's called ShowBuddy. Stupid name. Made in Australia, I think. And so it's the software that then you get this DMXis interface that you connect USB to your computer, and then that connects DMX cables to your light show in like the Chauvet control boxes. And you can then use ShowBuddy to put in light changes and different scenes. And so I'd spent so much time trying to figure this out, wrap my head around it. It's like we play to a click, we have a backing track. If we can just like get it to line up with the light show and hit push play and off we go. And in ShowBuddy, you drop in your backing tracks and then you program lights to it and it triggers the lights as you go. So they're always on the beat. And so I built lights. I built those Edison bulb lights, which I actually think we had for Night and Day. There's the Edison bulb on the stand, which I stole from Cigaros. And then built these towers with floodlights in them, and then had like these red pin beam lights that pointed up. And then we must have gotten the fog machine around then too.
Probably.
You would just have to manually do. But yeah,
I did it.
You did do it. Yeah, right.
I had a pedal next to my hi-hat.
Okay. That would, spit out the fog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would fog it up in between tracks.
Right. Yeah. That was so much fun. Like when it would like work and like we would rehearse and it's like, dude, we're doing it. Like got the lights and they're all working.
And the fog was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah. I remember in the red lights. Yeah. And when we were rehearsing, it was cool.
Yeah. And looking back, like that was such an important part of our presentation as a band. Like nobody else was doing that I knew of. I mean, I remember playing shows with other bands and them being like, how do you do your lights? I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
It was a cool thing. Played at the Eagles Ballroom in Bozeman CD release, had the light show, and I don't know if you remember, but I had a pedal. I had the hoof pedal. It was a fuzz pedal, and the input jack somehow, probably driving to the venue, got loosened. and it shorted out.
Yeah.
And so during the whole set, it would just be going.
Yeah, I remember.
And I couldn't. That was a huge bummer.
Yeah.
But people were like, "Oh, that was awesome." It was like part of the light show. And it's like, "Oh man, I'm glad you liked it because it was awful."
Yeah, I remember Rob Robinson actually said, "Oh, it was incredible. It was noisy and loud."
But yeah, the show went great.
Yeah, it was packed.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people there. That was like our first, I guess, our second show, but first time playing more than 24 minutes.
Yep.
We played the album front to back. Do you remember playing any other shows? It must have been that summer, 2016, that we played Camp Days. Yeah, it was Camp Days.
Was it?
Yeah, had to been. Had to been.
It was off of
2016.
this record, not The Ascensionist?
Yeah, because Ethan was in it. Because Ethan played Camp Days with us.
Oh,
in
right.
Missoula.
And then we did that show in Great Falls.
Yeah,
somewhere.
we played Great Falls. We played definitely Missoula a couple times. Yeah, we played the Zach
That's it.
downstairs. Yeah. There was no alcohol.
Yeah.
And you were just not having it. I remember that was the toothpick video where you're just back there drumming with a toothpick twirling around because you were bored out of your mind.
Well, I remember Wilson and I had to walk to a gas station and get some beer.
Yeah, it was quite the thing.
Yeah.
Like you back there with a toothpick, Wilson and Ethan wearing cowboy boots, Joey and I trying our best to look cool. It was a pretty rough time.
Yeah, we were getting our footing.
Yeah, we were figuring it out. And then Arctic Drones, which was a big music blog at the time, I had been trying to connect with them because they were reviewing stuff and sharing album reviews and albums. Like, we need to get our name in there. And I don't remember if I just emailed them and said, "Hey, we've got a new album." But I get an email back from him, and it's David Zeidler.
Oh.
Which is the first time I'd interacted with him, who ended up becoming a good friend and a pretty integral part of the band. Somebody who's toured with us and been part of the Ranges family. So I had an email back and forth with him, and he agreed to write a review about it. And it was awesome to make that connection. Would prove to be, as I said, a pretty big part of things moving forward. And then Michael Kaeg, 640 Radio, he premiered a single and hyped it up for us. And then the end of the year, favorite albums of the year, Post Rock Discovery ranked Gods as the 9th best post rock album in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Which is that's a huge thing.
It
for
is.
us. Like, we finally broke into the scene.
Yeah.
Really. Like, Night and Day kind of laid the foundation of who we were and what we were about. And then Gods was put us on the map, I think. And then Arctic Drones, we were part of their 50 favorite albums of 2016.
Yep.
And that was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then with David Zeidler, he was really connected into the scene. Like, he kind of knew everybody. I mean, he was friends with a lot of different people and had heard through Kit Day from This Patch of Sky that Dunk was thinking about doing a U.S. edition of Dunk Festival.
Right.
And for whatever reasons, I think because of 1,000 Arms, he reached out to me saying, maybe you could be involved doing merch and whatever. And so I think this was roughly the same time that then, because of that, I reached out to Dunk and said, "Hey, we've got this CD out. Would you be interested in selling it through your store," which was called the Stargazer store at the time. And Wout got back to me, was totally down to sell Gods on CD there. So I ended up sending him 10 copies maybe that he sold through the Stargazer store, Dunk, which is now Dunk Records, which that's massive thing for us.
Yeah.
That was really the moment where we were hitting our stride. And
well, I'd always wanted us to get a European presence from past experiences that Europe is very open to new music. And
right. And then Dunk Festival was happening in May 2016, and Michael Kaeg was a guy who we connected with, and he would always go to Dunk Festival and had taken a picture of one of our stickers on the Dunk table at Dunk Festival.
Right.
It's yeah, there we are. We're there.
Yep.
And do you remember those stickers? They were the Ascensionist art. So earlier in the year, probably the end of 2015, we had the Ascensionist, the mountain with the sun behind it. Yeah, we just tossed that out online as a precursor, a teaser.
Right.
And had made stickers with that art. So that album came out in 2017. This was 2015, but we already had that concept in our bag. We were thinking about it. So that was the sticker that was at Dunkfest. And then our CDs were there too. So that was technically the first time Range's music had made it there.
Yep.
Yeah, and then leading up to the Dunkfest, they also had a Dunk podcast, and there was the Dunk radio kind of thing. And they, I think their first ever episode, they featured Caspian, We Lost a Sea, Lost in Kiev, The Moth Gatherer, and Ranges.
Nice.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just making all those connections with David and Joseph and Michael Cagg and continually reaching out to people and making connections really was starting to pay off. And we're seeing the benefits of all that work.
Yep.
And all the work we put in on music and figuring out how to do the thing.
Yeah.
Was starting to pay off. What are your thoughts on that album?
Gods?
Yeah.
It's
pretty weird, right?
Yeah, it's a moment in time.
It's so strange. Like, I can look back at The Ascensionist and be like, that was a good album. Like that was the one.
Yeah, well,
that was
because
the starting point.
Well, because I just feel like my motivation was different by the time we got to The Ascensionist.
Right.
I realized that I shouldn't play a certain way to try to find a certain result. I should play for the song and just worry about making the best music possible and let whatever happens. And luckily that is the case, because The Ascensionist was really the jumping off point.
Yeah. It's probably what you just said is probably what it is before The Ascensionist, we were trying to write to fit a mold of like placement and licensing.
Yeah.
Let's get this on a commercial. So it's got to be this. It can't be too loud. It's got to be quiet.
Can't be too busy.
Yeah. It can't be too aggressive. Yeah. And I think we finally just kind of gave up on that as like, let's just
make music.
Yeah. And so Gods was like the transition from not doing anything to doing something.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So it plays a part in the history of the band, but me personally, I'm not a huge fan of my approach towards it, but I do think it has its moments, and we did play a lot of those songs live for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of, made it part of the set, and therefore I liked it, and probably changed some of the things that I did just for a live situation, and started kind of like coming to my own, like how I'm going to approach this band and this kind of music. So
yeah, we played Robbing Selected Peter to Pay for Collective Paul.
Yes.
At Dunkfest.
Yes,
that was the opener, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, it was the opener. 3/4 too.
Yep. There you go.
The Joey song.
Yeah. So it began.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, subscribe to the Ranges Patreon to hear more episodes.